Hello and welcome back to Dulcet Scintilla. I'm Angel and today we're going to be making gluten-free pumpkin spice latte waffles. So if you love coffee or if you just love pumpkins, then this recipe is definitely for you. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is separate 2 eggs. And the reason why we're separating these eggs is because we're going to be using the egg whites later. We're going to fluff them up so we can make these waffles as nice and fluffy as possible since they are gluten-free. And then I'll just be adding the actual egg yolks into my mixing bowl, as you can kind of see on camera. The next thing that we're doing is, like I said, we're going to whisk up those egg whites and save them for a rainy day. Now we'll be using them later in the recipe. So just whip them up and toss them aside. Well, don't toss them aside, just set them aside. Yeah, set them aside. Now we're going to be adding our gluten-free all-purpose flour into those lovely little bowl of just egg yolks at the moment. And then we're going to add our kosher salt and xanthan gum. And if you're not familiar with xanthan gum, it's just a food additive. It's normally used in a lot of different prepackaged foods, rather that be gluten-free or not, to add some fluffiness and color. And then we're going to be adding some ground cinnamon, and all of the exact measurements can be found in the description bar below or also on our website. And then we're going to add in some brown sugar. We're just going to whisk this together, or like mix this together, and then we're going to add some more liquid because it's looking a little dry at the moment. So next we're going to add our vanilla extract, and then after that we're going to be adding our strong brewed coffee. But before that, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to be adding some melted unsalted butter, and then give it a little quick mix, and then like on to the next best thing to this recipe, which is the coffee, of course. So for all you coffee lovers, I strongly suggest that you use the darkest roast that you have, because the smell of pumpkin and that caffeine, it just smells amazing. I mean, I think it's a little better than a pumpkin spice latte, if I do say myself. Then the next thing we're going to be adding is our pumpkin puree. Again, all the exact measurements can be found in the description bar below. And then lastly, we're going to be adding in our heavy cream. This is just going to give a little richness to the waffles. And lastly, I said lastly, but I lied. The last ingredient, guys, is of course going to be those egg whites that we whipped up earlier to get that fluffiness. Because I mean, in addition to the actual egg whites, the xanthan gum does that as well. But if you don't have that available, it's fine. The egg whites should be just enough to accomplish the goal. And then we're just going to use our cute little pumpkin waffle iron to cook these bad boys up. So I highly recommend that you follow the instructions that came with your waffle iron to know the exact amount of batter to use and how long to actually cook your waffles. Another thing, please don't forget to actually spray your waffle irons before you add batter. That's very important. You don't want it to stick. And so now, voila, just like magic, here's over a dozen mini waffles. And this concludes today's video. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe while you're at it. And as a little finishing touch to these lovely pumpkin spice latte waffles, we hooked them up with our bourbon whipped cream. If you haven't watched our bourbon whipped cream video, I highly suggest that you watch that as well. It is a quick and easy recipe, and my golly, gee, it's the holiday season, so you might as well spike things up a little bit. or not. You can not add the bourbon. I mean, that's totally fine. That's totally an option. Totally. So again, guys, this concludes today's video. We hope that you like it, and we will see you next time. Stay safe out there. Bye.